Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're embarking on a really fascinating exploration, I think, into the world of Bob Camblin,
Hmm.
an artist whose career path and, well, his whole artistic vision really defied easy categorization. He shared this amazing collection of sources with us.
Yeah, it's quite a mix.
We've got direct quotes from Camblin, some biographical details, reflections on his art, even a YouTube analysis of that really intriguing piece, FAUX, plus book excerpts, reviews.
Right, the quotes into the mysteries doc, the bio, the YouTube transcript on FAUX, which is super helpful. Then those pasted texts, book excerpts, reviews, historical info, even that great quote from his friend Earl Staley.
Exactly. So our mission today for you is to really try and uncover the core of what made his perspective so, well, unique.
That's the heart of it.
Yeah. We're going to dig into his thoughts on art, on life itself, and how we perceive the world. We'll draw connections, between his words, how his art changed over time, and how he was always sort of pushing against conventional norms.
And the goal isn't just a dry academic rundown, right?
No, definitely not. We want to distill the essence, the spirit of his philosophy and life, highlight those recurring themes, those interesting paradoxes you find in his work and thinking.
Without getting bogged down.
Exactly. We want to capture that enigmatic approach he had, offer insights that, hit home quickly but still feel deep, those aha moments, seeing things from different angles.
And Camblin definitely cultivated that enigmatic air.
Hmm.
I mean, the sources describe him as widely recognized, respected, but still a mystery.
An iconoclast.
Yeah, an iconoclast challenged norms, controversial style sometimes,
Yeah.
apparently. Highly regarded by peers, though.
And the fact that his works are so sought after but rarely available, that just adds to the mystique, doesn't it?
The guy absolutely does. Makes you want to know more.
For sure. It feels like we're kind of piecing together this puzzle from these fragments you've given us. So let's go back. Origins. Born in Oklahoma, 1928.
Right.
Kicked off his art journey at the Kansas City Art Institute, and then, crucially, got that Fulbright scholarship. Went to Italy.
Yeah, that early exposure seems key. Formal training, but then immersion in European art traditions. That must have laid some serious groundwork.
The bio mentions he was really taken with the old masters, the Impressionists.
But his roots matter too. Ponca City, Oklahoma. That Marland Estate, the pioneer woman statue.
Ah, the VV reference in his work.
Exactly, yeah. Apparently a nod to his mother, Viva. Those local things seem baked into his art. And don't forget seeing The Wizard of Oz as a kid.
Yeah, that sense of wonder, maybe illusion too, could be an early hint of later themes.
Could very well be. It's amazing how those early visual hits stick with an artist.
And intellectually, wow, a voracious reader.
Oh yeah, Emerson, the I Ching, haiku.
These aren't light choices, are they? It points to a deep dive into transcendentalism, Eastern thought, seeing the world through these simple but profound observations.
You can almost hear it in his quotes, that emphasis on nature, finding balance, patience.
Less only is. That quote really stands out.
It does. And it connects beautifully to haiku, doesn't it? Capturing a fleeting moment, a simple observation with deeper resonance. It feels like that's what he wanted his art to do, connect directly, viscerally, bypass all the intellectual jargon.
So he wasn't just reading, he taught for a while, various places, but then made a big shift in 76.
Right. Embrace the nomadic life, just focus purely on the art.
But before that, his time at Rice University in Houston sounds pretty significant.
Oh, definitely. A really fertile period, it seems. Forged close ties there.
Fertile.
Earl Staley, Joe Tate.
And they did those collaborative events.
Yeah, really challenging the whole idea of art creation, authorship, pushing boundaries again, not just standard exhibitions, more like happenings, shared creation, blurring lines.
Classic iconoclast move.
Totally.
And then that nomadic period, 70s, 80s, traveling, inspiring a ton of art, it sounds like.
A prolific output capturing different cultures, landscapes.
But for today's deep dive, we're zeroing in mostly on the drawings and musings from, 1950 to 74?
That's the plan. The bio suggests these are maybe more intimate, unfiltered expressions, not necessarily meant for the public eye back then.
Which gives us a really unique window, right, into his thinking as it developed, more raw, maybe,
Yeah.
like visual journal entries.
Exactly. And that brings us towards his core artistic philosophy. The bio sums it up pretty well.
Yeah, that his art aims to speak directly to the viewer's soul, evoke emotion, contemplation without needing tons of interpretation.
That immediate connection,
Yeah.
emphasis on personal meaning, that really clicks with, wanting insights that land quickly but have depth.
He wasn't making art just for art historians.
Not at all. He wanted that direct hit, Which leads us perfectly into FAUX.
Ah, yes, FAUX, central piece. We've got the YouTube transcript book excerpts on this one. Can you paint a picture for us? What does it look like?
Okay, so picture this. A serene-looking bearded figure, eyes closed, set inside a frame,
Right.
and right below the figure, the word FAUX,
Mm.
French for fall. Exactly. The figure looks calm, contemplative, maybe a hint of gentle satire. The brushwork's kind of loose, colors are vibrant but blended, almost dreamlike. Suggests impermanence.
But that word, FAUX, just throws everything into question, doesn't it? The figure's reality, how we see it, maybe even the labels we use for reality itself.
Totally. It's hitting that Zen idea of Maya head-on, illusion. The veil of false appearances hiding the truth.
So Maya, in Zen, it's like our everyday reality is a kind of dream.
Sort of, yeah. A collective illusion, not the ultimate reality. And Camblin's FAUX seems right in conversation with that.
The YouTube analysis mentions the frame, too, symbolizing the limits of our perception. Like we see through our own lenses think that's the whole picture.
Precisely. But the figure's serene face, even labeled FAUX, suggests peace isn't about clinging to the illusion, but recognizing it as illusion, moving beyond it.
And the frame itself, like a boundary between our real being and the identities we construct.
That's a great way to put it. A visual reminder, like the analysis says, that the Zen path involves peeling back those artificial layers to find something, well, infinite underneath.
It connects to the I Ching, too, hexagram 61, inner truth.
That hexagram is all about sincerity, genuine connection, looking past the surface.
So the faux-ness of the art is deliberate, a prompt, challenging us to see what's really authentic versus just surface illusion.
Exactly that. That tension between the outside look and the inside truth is key. It makes you think about societal expectations, the masks we wear, needing approval.
And the Taoist idea that labels and forms are temporary can't capture the real flow of existence.
Right. Lao Tzu's Wu Wei, effortless action. Stop striving for some artificial perfection, align with the natural flow, like the figure seems to be doing. Still reflective.
It's like Camblin wants us to be a bit skeptical, to engage with uncertainty instead of looking for false, rigid answers.
Yeah, and the figure being enclosed in that frame also hints at how we get conditioned by narratives, cultural, religious, whatever. They shape us, but they can also limit us.
So investigate the constructs, but don't get too attached. Find a more authentic way to live within the illusion.
So FAUX isn't just a picture, it's a philosophical statement, a visual koan almost, asking us what we call real and what might just be constructed.
A challenge to our everyday assumptions.
Definitely. And this idea, challenging perception, using art to make you think deeper, it goes way beyond FAUX.
Like that book review describing his drawings as paradoxes made visible.
Yes. The examples like a trap that does not trap, or a structure that stands but does not move.
Those aren't just pretty words. They really stop you in your tracks, force you to re-examine things, which is perfect for wanting those aha moments.
Absolutely. Paradox disrupts our usual thinking. Those contradictions make you look beyond the literal, search for hidden meanings.
The review called his drawings puzzles with hidden meanings, using codes, traps, maybe like dead ends, to make the viewer actively work.
Engage in self-discovery, yeah. It makes sense with that quote from the bio. The Camblin believed seeing should be believed.
And that words can sometimes get in the way of experiencing the art directly.
Right. Which is funny because he sometimes put text in the drawings.
But maybe not to explain. Maybe as another layer of the puzzle, a clue, or even a misdirection.
It's a fascinating approach, using language to add complexity, not simplify, encouraging a more intuitive gut reaction, less purely analytical.
Reinforces that the deepest experience of art might be beyond words.
Yeah, it transcends logical explanation sometimes.
Now, we're focused on the earlier stuff, but it's worth mentioning his later evolution briefly, the Muchas Volantes style, 1980s.
Those dense patterns of dots and dashes creating optical illusions, shimmering effects.
So he kept pushing at the edges of perception his whole career, seems like, even later on. Muchas Volantes. Flying flies or eye floaters.
Literally, yeah. Using those dots and dashes to make static images seem dynamic, vibrant, still playing with how our eyes and brain process things.
It just underlines that constant interest in how we perceive reality, how easily our senses can be, well, tricked or intrigued. Seeing isn't passive.
It's an active interpretive process.
Absolutely.
And then there's that strong belief in collaboration and signing works anonymous or anonymous artists. That's pretty radical.
It really is. Especially in an art world often focused on the individual genius.
Submerging the ego for a collective expression.
It speaks volumes, doesn't it? suggests the focus was on the art, the ideas, the viewer's experience, not personal fame.
Resonates with some Eastern ideas. Interconnectedness, getting beyond the individual ego.
Very much so. It's a compelling counterpoint to the usual narrative.
Okay, so as we start to pull these threads together, Bob Camblin, shaped by his surroundings, his reading, always challenging norms, exploring deep philosophical ideas in his art.
Yeah, his work is like this continuous invitation, isn't it? To question perception, look beyond the surface, engage with the mysteries of life and self.
From those early intimate drawings to the layers in FAUX, the later optical stuff, it demands engagement.
You have to invest a bit. He wasn't handing out easy answers, more about prompting the big questions about ourselves and the world. Which brings us nicely to our final provocative thought for you, the listener. Thinking about Camblin's exploration of illusion, the self, and that recurring theme of frames and boundaries in his work.
The literal frames, the conceptual ones.
Right. What aspects of your own understanding of reality or your own sense of identity might actually be a kind of frame, something worth examining more closely?
It's an invitation, really, to
Yeah.
take that same spirit of inquiry Camblin had.
And apply it to your own assumptions, the constructs shaping how you see things, maybe without even realizing it.
Hmm.
So Bob Camblin's artistic journey, as we've kind of unpacked it through these sources you shared, it makes a strong case for art being more than just aesthetics, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely. It's an ongoing call to question, to perceive differently, to really engage with the complexities of reality and who we are.
His unique blend, Eastern philosophy, personal experience, innovative techniques, it created this voice that still intrigues.
And those paradoxes, the hidden meanings, they reward you for looking deeper, for spending time with the work.
And that core idea in FAUX, the whole exploration of illusion, it really pushes us to think about the frames shaping our own perceptions.
Recognizing those constructs, like his work suggests, could be a huge step toward a more authentic understanding of ourselves and the world around us.
Well, we really hope this deep dive into Bob Camblin's world has given you some intriguing nuggets of knowledge, sparked some curiosity.
His elusive nature, the depth of his inquiries, is definitely rich territory for more exploration, more contemplations. There's a lot there.